Alright, hey, what's up guys, it's Roy here. So today I have the Rokform Slim Case here for my iPhone 17 Pro. So Rokform was kind enough to send this out for review. So with this case, this is a clear case that is slim, as the name hints at. But as you can see, got a really nice, bold, black MagSafe charger there. But then the rest of the phone case is very clear. And then looking in the interior, you can see that we do have some branding here where it says Rokform Patents, rokform.com/patents. But with this phone case, guys, this is a very rugged case. The idea is for someone who wants to use the Rokform ecosystem, have a slim case, clear case to show off the color of their phone, and, you know, just kind of have something that's kind of cool looking as well, especially with that camera bump there. So let's go ahead and get the bad boy installed here on my 17 Pro. So I'm just gonna slap it on like I normally would, and very easy install. And that is how it looks. So as you can see, if I get a little closer, one, we have that clear back, so you can see the color of the phone, which is really great. I love the deep blue color. And if you had the orange one, it would obviously shine very well as well. But that's the look there. That bold, thick black MagSafe ring that actually does stick up a little bit, as you can see there. Now with Rokform cases, the magnetic connection with these is just insane. So literally you can go around and put it to anything that's metal and it will magnetize to it and stay, which is really cool. So, like, you know, if you're at the gym or whatever, you can always just kind of slap it against that metal and it's gonna stay just fine. Now, my only beef with this is, since the Apple logo drops, you just kind of got it peeking out a little bit, instead of kind of having like how some other phone cases have with their MagSafe, where it just kind of stops. So then you can see the Apple logo a little more. It's not a deal breaker by any means. It definitely does mess with my OCD a little bit, but really it falls on Apple, considering the logo dropped instead of it being more in the center, and then it would be dead center of this circle here. But once again, just nitpicking, but that is something that just stood out to me as I was using this phone case. Now with the camera bump here, I really like the way that the camera plateau is here. So when we do get that Rokform branding right there, which is kind of nice. And then we do have some separate cutouts. So here for the microphone and the flash and the LiDAR sensor, and then a separate one, kind of that old school look. You'd almost think you had a 16 Pro there, with the lenses actually exposed then. So just kind of something different. I kind of like that. But as you can see here, then the lenses are nicely recessed in. Everything is nicely recessed in. So you're getting some good protection with that camera plateau as a whole. Now, if we flip it over to the side here, you're going to see that we do get kind of some silver color looking buttons, right? So we have a power button that is nicely raised. And then same thing with our camera control button. It is silver, which we'll go ahead and test out real quick. And actually has a button that is functional. So don't use the camera control button a lot, but if you do, boom, you got that covered. Now looking here on the bottom, you can see that we do have a nice cutout here for the USB-C charging port and for our speakers and the microphone, so not too bad at all. And then if we go to the side here, you're going to see one, that we do have some holes there for a lanyard if you do like to use a lanyard. And then we do have a volume up and down button and our action button that does match the other button's colors. And then if we look at the top down view, that is what you're working with there. So looking at it from this angle, you can see that we do get some nice lips that are going to go around the front of the screen and nicely raised. And that's going to definitely give you some decent screen protection when you put it face down. And then as you can see here, that's just the look top down as well, but you can just kind of see that outer ridge of where the clear part is. So it just gives you an idea. So now let's go ahead and do the wobble test. So if I put it face down, no shaking going on. And if I put it back down, no shaking going on either. And then now let's do the clicky button test. So power button works just fine. Volume up and down. It's tactile, but it's not loud. So, and I kind of would say the same for the power button, which isn't a deal breaker for me. I do like that clicky sound sometimes from phone cases, but there is something to be said where if the phone buttons are responsive, but it's just not loud, I'm not mad at that either. But you know, like I said, I just like that click sometimes. And if we do the action button here, you can see that it is responding just fine as well. So next, let's test the MagSafe capabilities. So I do have a MagSafe charger here, so let's slap that bad boy on. And as you can see in here, it is MagSafe compatible. And I gotta say, the strength of this magnet is insane. Like, it definitely will not fall off, but I'm not joking when I say I'm really having to tug on it. But if you notice, if you just see that, it's like boom. I mean, it just really gets on there. I mean, and like I said, there's gotta be some force to get that off, which once again, that's a good thing because that's kind of Rokform's thing, right? It's that magnetized back to be able to add it to just different things that have metal. They have a full ecosystem as well of different products that you can use, you know, like if you ride bikes or you ride motorcycles, or you know, all kinds of MagSafe accessories that you can get. So the great thing about this is it is MagSafe charging capability, it is wireless charging capability, but with the magnets, some chargers it might not be friendly with. So just want to point that out. But so far I've used it on about 3 or 4 different MagSafe chargers that I own, and all of them work fine. And then in my Tesla, it does allow me to wirelessly charge it as well. With all that being said, guys, if you're looking for a clear case that's going to give you some really good drop protection and also just have a little bit of a different look, you know, definitely check out Rokform's website. I'll list it down below. They've been very kind to send out a lot of product over the last couple of years for me to review. So big thank you to them for sending this out. And I gotta say, like I said, different, slim, clear case that's going to give you some good protection. So hit that like button if you liked the video. If you loved it, please subscribe. Ring that notification bell for up-to-date content. So be safe, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.